Hello and welcome. Have Manchester City ceased to be a serious outfit? Have we ceased to be a serious football club? Are we simply a documentary studio that plays football on the side? I don't know, but it's not looking good, is it? As you can see by the thumbnail I've written, is Viana the problem? I don't know, but it looks like it, doesn't it? So we'll touch on him, and then we'll start with the bad news, then get to the worst news as we finish off. Hopefully, I can keep this under half an hour because I do have a day job. So, where to start? We are not Sporting Lisbon. That is where to start. We are not playing Gil Vicente at the weekend, or Belenense, or someone like that at the weekend. We're playing serious outfits. And this amount of churn, this amount of player trading might work at Sporting Lisbon, but we're not at Sporting Lisbon, are we? On Sunday, we play a team who in the last few months of the season ran rings around Arsenal and drew with us to stop us winning the league. So they're no mugs, and they qualified for Europe last year. And what are we doing? Because whatever the plan was, this wasn't it, right? Whichever way, they try and make you comfortable. So you'll tell us how the story when the season starts. When the season ended last year, when the transfer window opened, when they all got back off holiday and they all had chats about who they wanted to buy, who they wanted to sell, how to start the season, etc., it did not include best case scenario playing against Bournemouth on the opening day with a midfield of Anderson, Kovacic, and at best, maybe an 18-year-old kid from France to drop in and give them a lift after one training session. Now, it's now 10:30 on Wednesday. It's 10:30 on Wednesday. If we sign him right now, this second, he won't be here till tomorrow. And that gives him what? A Friday training session before the game on Sunday, some 18-year-old. I mean, if we can't close that deal, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, the bad news is Rodri's gone, right? He went yesterday. No, I have not watched his farewell video. No, I have not watched the new Pep documentary. I am not interested in being reminded about how good we were when we're going through this current shit show, right? I'm not interested. And I know the documentaries, it was about Pep meltdown and all the rest of it. But at least he was our manager, not a guy that used to manage Leicester 2 years ago, right? So, Rodri's gone. I don't think the fee was a good fee. City briefed that they think it is a good fee. How is it a good fee? In what world is it a good fee where the solution to the problem you've created is to spend double on someone who's not as good in Enzo Fernández? And there's no guarantee we'll get him. So, we are looking desperate at the moment, and desperate people have their pants pulled down by sellers and agents. We look vulnerable. If this was a car or was an aeroplane, big red flashing lights would be going off everywhere. Big red flashing lights going off everywhere. And if the plane eventually crashes, the air crash investigators will be looking at now. How have City allowed themselves to get into a position where, Bernardo, on an individual basis, you can make an argument why each one was a good idea. Bernardo walks out the door, yeah, free transfer, yeah. Rodri, only 1 year left his contract, walk out the door, yeah. Reinders, it's a good fee. Didn't play very much. Yeah, let him walk out the door. Who's the other one? About to walk out the door. Nico Gonzalez. It's a good fee. He didn't pay much. So individually, you can make an argument that it was a great thing to do. But it wasn't. And it isn't. We are going into Bournemouth with 2 midfield players, one of which is Kovacic. Would anyone bet against him getting injured between now and Sunday afternoon? Because I wouldn't. He's injury prone and shite. But even if the manager thinks he's not shite, he's too injury prone to bet your house on anyway. So it is a shit show. It's a shit show. Bouadi, we can't close him. I know they'll finish the Champions League last year, but French teams have got no money. This kid's 18. He should have been here last week. The second the team touched down from Asia, he should have been the squad. No ifs, no buts. If it costs you an extra few mil to do it, do it. There was a cost of doing and a cost of not doing. And the cost of not doing is this. This. Anderson stood there, with his hands down his pants, looking around, going, where the fuck is everyone? Kovacic, running around looking like a lunatic against Arsenal. Well, not even running, jogging around like a lunatic against Arsenal. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Play O'Reilly midfield? Not great, is it? But again, we're scratching around at the moment. This could not have been the plan. It simply could not have been the plan. Right, so there we go. So thank you, Stuart. Yes, he's training with Lille. Right, okay. Right, so we're not signing today, are we? So he comes here what? Thursday at best. The registration window's over on Friday. So what the fuck do we do? What do we do? I mean, I'm struggling. And that is why I just find it remarkable that we're letting Nico Gonzalez go now. I mean, you can argue he's too slow, you can argue he's too wrong-footed, you can argue Pep didn't rate him, you can argue Maresca didn't rate him. Fine, right? That's fine. That's a perfectly legitimate position to hold. Except when you haven't got anybody else. There's nobody else. And I don't accept Kovacic's better than him in any world. But even if I did, I still wouldn't be selling him because Kovacic can get injured between now and next week, next game. Wouldn't be surprised if he got injured in training today, would it? And then we get on to the replacement for Rodri. Oh, right, Enzo Fernández. Fucking great. Yeah, let deadlines go by. Let this go by. Let this go by. We'll trade on our terms, which is what I agree with, to be honest with you. I'm not dancing to Chelsea's tune. But what if they say no? What if Chelsea say no? What if Chelsea say no? Chelsea see themselves as our equals. They see ourselves as competitors. They already don't like us very much. We went and tapped up their manager, paid him a fortune. They made him delay his start to be our manager. We are not on good terms. They are not going to do us any favours. If we swan up there now with 120 million quid and they say no, what do we do? Pay more? Fucking more for him. Have you seen that stat that's going around? The win percentage with him and win percentage without him. Now, there's only so much to read into that, but it is massive between him not playing, they're more successful than when he is. So the solution is just pay more, is it? The solution is pay more. Or do we go and get somebody else? Somebody else. Alex Scott, say, from Bournemouth. And what are they going to do? They're going to want, they know we've got cash on the hip. They know we're desperate. So what are we going to do? What the fuck are we going to do? And I think we need two anyway. I mean, Bouadi, I'm taking as signed. I mean, you can't have this length of conversation with someone from the French league and return empty-handed, can you? Realistically, that is not how big clubs operate at all. We're the only show in town. How can you fuck this up? Fucking hell! I wasn't expecting this wound up. What does Chelsea say now? So let's say best case, we have Enzo Fernández, Bouadi and Anderson. There are £300 million midfielders, at least a £300 million midfielders. I still think we need another one. So I think we've got a problem. I think we've got a big problem. And I don't know how we solve it. Because, I'm optimistic about Sunday. I always am. But we've all seen it before, haven't we? City have had an off day and some midfielders who can run a bit quicker, run rings round us. And the defence isn't at it, and midfield's non-existent, and it all goes pear-shaped very, very quickly. I mean, dropping points against Bournemouth and then going knocking on Chelsea's door for Fernandez doesn't bear thinking about. So, that's the bad news, right? Let's get on to the worst news. Doku got injured yesterday. Now, who could see this coming? I mentioned this in a video recently and, weeks ago. Whilst he demonstrated an improvement last year, very good output, goals and assists, yeah, great, thank you. He did not demonstrate that he can play 3 games in a week. Now, him getting injured on Sunday's got fuck all to do with that. I'd say that's more to do with him playing without any training, and he gets the shit kicked out of him anyway. So we're going into this season with Doku injured, Savio for sale and seemingly on the sick, Semenyo and Monga. Is that it? Oh, maybe Mamouche you've got to stick him on the wing. That's not good enough, is it? That's nowhere near it. Oh, We could always throw Jack Grealish in, I suppose, couldn't we? If I'm the sporting director of Manchester City, football director, however he's titled, and Jack Grealish, who's earning the dog days of his career at City ended 18 months ago, as far as I was concerned. His loan at Lille was fucking average at loan at Lille. Loan at Everton was average at best. And again, come back injured. If I'm the sporting director of Manchester City and Jack Grealish gets on the pitch for a Premier League match, I'd consider handing him a resignation. It's unacceptable. One, I'd be not shifting him. It's your job to shift these people. Make some phone calls, ring people up, sort something out. Try and be creative. We won that other winger and died from Everton, apparently, or we did do. Try and get a bit creative on that front. He should not be playing for Manchester City. And he's on full whack. Full whack. Jack Grealish, £200 a week. Sub-winger. Fucking outrageous. He should not be near Manchester City at this stage. I mean, but I know it's Viana's fault, right? And I think the strategy is fault. Clearly, is his strategy. Well, he's now reacting to a strategy that has gone very fucking wrong very, very quickly. Time kills deals, right? And if you're hanging around with some guy from Lille for what is it been 2 months, Enzo Fernández, right? What happens if a Chelsea player gets injured over the weekend? Forget them just saying no, being belligerent or charging too much. What happens if one of their players gets injured? And they say, sorry, Enzo, you got to stay. We haven't got anyone else. What do you do then? I don't know. And I'll come on to our secret winger in a minute. But these problems are chronic problems. They're not acute. They're not just happened. Well, I mean, it's what they have just happened. People have just left. But Bernardo walking out the door is not a surprise. Contract and age, they're all written down. Nico Gonzalez was obviously going to be a target for some Premier League clubs. Obviously going to start getting noise about when to leave because he hasn't played enough. Doku being injury prone. Savio being on the sick every summer because he wants to fuck off. These are problems that are in the post. They're in the post. And I don't know where we go. Nunes being our only right back option. It's not new. None of these things are new, really. They've all been known. They've all, sometimes you might get a surprise. Someone might break the leg and go, oh shit, what are we going to do? Bernardo Silva leaving is not a shock. Rodri leaving, might not want him to have left, but it can't be a shock that a guy with a year left on his contract, probably the best player in the world, has gone, actually, I fancy getting off it. That can't be a shock. So, I don't know what we're going to do. And what is all this? Are we flogging everyone to raise money to go and buy Enzo Fernández, Pedro Neto, and Gusto from Chelsea? Is that it? Because as far as links go, I'm not seeing much else, really. I heard that Jack Grealish, the City reporter, said, if we sell Savio, we've got someone lined up. No one knows who it is, but they've got him lined up. Well, the selling club must know, wasn't they? They must know. They must know that City wants him, or they couldn't possibly have lined him up. So who is it? I don't know. What we're going to do? Hijack Barcola? Fucking unlikely. Would he be the answer to our problems anyway? I don't know. Pedro Neto, decent enough winger, but for the money they're talking. And you can't go back to Chelsea, man. You can't pay for a manager, pay over the odds for a midfielder, pay over the odds for a winger, and pay over the odds for a right back. Chelsea lose £200 million a season. They're in this shit financially. And we're going to come along and solve all their problems. That just sounds like a very odd way to behave, if you ask me. What is it? When's the transfer window in? 2nd of September. So what's that? About 2 weeks. Just less than 2 weeks. Right? Oh, if you're new, by the way, please like and subscribe. Appreciate it. I always forget to mention. What do we need? What do we need between now and the 2nd of September? In my view, we need a right back. Not seen any links apart from that Gusto, and that seems to have died on the vine. Not surprised at 70 million, but there you go. Centre mid. Is Nunes injured, by the way? Does anyone know? I heard he wasn't picked anyway for the game on Sunday, but then got injured anyway. So our plan was to go with Kusanov, apparently, against Arsenal. Potty. We need a right back, in my view. 2 centre midfielders at least. I mean, that's the top of Bouadi. I mean, I'm taking him as a City player. I'm losing confidence, but as far as I'm concerned, he's a City player. But in training for Lille today is fucking worrying, isn't it? Very worrying. Very worrying. He obviously hasn't got Savio's agent who tells him ring in sick, but there you go. Enzo Fernández, I mean, is he suitable to play in our midfield? We're talking about 2 defensive midfielders, and apparently this guy can't play defensive midfield very well. But we obviously have a plan for him. That plans can go wrong. But we can't bet the house on Bouadi, surely. This 18-year-old kid's going to come in and play like Rodri and play 60 games this season. That cannot be what we're thinking. It can't be. Again, if that is the way you're thinking, might work at Sporting Lisbon, not going to work here. So 2 or 3 centre midfield players, at least 1 winger, because I think Doku needs support, and I'm not having this Makeda or Monga playing. I'm not having it. If that's our position, right, we're going to play an 18-year-old in midfield and a 16-year-old on the wing, then we're not going to win the league, are we? We're not going. I don't think we've got anyone in the Champions League anyway. But if you start playing players like that, you've got a big problem because they're not robust enough, they're not experienced enough. Yeah, they look good in friendlies and look good here and there. But it's what United do. Play a couple of youth players for a few games, give them £100,000 a week contract, and then wonder why they're shit all of a sudden. Because it goes like that, youth development. So let them sort themselves out, those young kids. Let them come in when we're doing well. We can't be flinging them in against Bournemouth at home. That's a fucking problem. A big problem. A big problem. So, Savio winger. No, Savio, we keep talking about him going for 85 million. I mean, I believe it when I see it. I know Spurs are spending like drunken sailors, but I am not having it. I'm not having it that they're going to spend 85 million quid on him. Not having it. Maybe Euros, maybe make ourselves comfortable that way. Let's fucking get rid of him. I'm not interested until we've got a replacement. What will this replacement be replacing? Do out. Phone's in sick every summer. Scores 2 goals a season and does very little in terms of work rate, helping the defence, creating chances. Fuck this, get rid of him and get someone else. Or tell him he's staying, one or the other. Not have this limbo of, don't worry if we flog him because we've got a secret wing around the corner. Doku, I think he needs a lift. So our wingers, Grealish, Doku, Semenyo and Savio. Is that it? I mean, am I missing someone here? Am I missing someone? I don't think I am. I'm not including Makeda or Monga. I'm not. So from a professional experience perspective, we're going with Semenyo, Doku, Savio and Grealish. That's bad, That's bad. That's really, really bad. And then Marmoush, I've not heard an update on him after, whatever he was getting up to after the game on Sunday. He looked like he couldn't walk. I thought he needed a hip replacing or something. But let's say he wants to go and we sell him. I'm not seeing any real links. I think sort of Villa, Newcastle level for him. But then we've got to get someone to replace him. But that's what's that, 6 players? That's far too much work to do between now and the end of the window. Considering we're the only show in town for Bouadi, and we can't close that. How can that deal not be closed? I don't understand. Which puts obviously pressure on Viana from a supports perspective, but he must be feeling pressure from both ways. Above him, Soriano must be saying, come on, what's going on here? The season starts on Sunday. Maresca, who is under pressure to hit the ground running. Every manager's under pressure to hit the ground running. Never mind one that follows Guardiola. Never mind playing Bournemouth at home, who under Guardiola, we never dropped a point and we're very, very comfortable. I don't rate Maresca as a manager at all, really. I don't see anything in his CV that I rate, really. Yeah, pre-season looks okay. It looks okay. Fucking Arsenal didn't know, did it? But let's see how it goes. But you can't judge a manager when he's selling all the players around him. And not just the first team one. The options around him as well. Nico Gonzalez. You might not rate him, but there might be a point in the game on Sunday where he thinks could do with that height in there, could do with it slowing down. Kovacic get injured during the game. Anderson gets sent off. anything can happen. And what we're going to do? Stick O'Reilly in there. He's been playing left back most of the season, most of pre-season, most of his career. So I don't see how it works. I don't see how, because the players must be looking around going, we need some help here. This isn't good enough. Like I said, it's Wednesday now. We can't, obviously not going to buy Fernandez between now and Sunday, obviously. We're not going to buy anyone by the looks of it. We're going to be selling Nico Gonzalez before anything else happens. And for what? Why are we going through this high wire act at the moment? It seems unnecessary, flawed, and like I mentioned, might work at Sporting Lisbon, won't work here. Won't work here. I mean, God, there are huge holes in this. There's huge holes all over the squad. Did a video before the Arsenal game, thinking this squad looks good. This is a league-winning squad. But then, as you sort of boil it down, you take Doku out because he's injured. You take Nico Gonzalez out because he's being flogged. You take Marmoush out as a backup. Oh, you take Haaland out because he's injured, put Marmoush in. And you start looking and going, hold on a minute. There's not really a lot there now. Anderson obviously looks a good player. He's looking under 16 million quid's worth. I don't know. He didn't look a good player on fucking Sunday afternoon, though, did he? Playing him high and wide and right, which I just didn't understand. You know, our midfield options as they sit here now, Kovacic and Anderson, are pathetic. They are pathetic options. They are fucking Newcastle have got a better midfield than us. Why don't we go buy Joe Linton off them? Get someone with legs. I mean, I don't know where we go from here. You know, Tommy on Twitter, Tommy's hairdo on Twitter talking about we're going to spend 400 million quid next week. Why? Well, why not spend it last week? City do not need cash necessarily. You know, you can advance, you can borrow, you can move money around if you need it. A club like City, if you need players in, they can get their hands on cash, particularly if they know they've got sales lined up and wages off the books with Bernardo. I mean, the Ake money's coming. Yeah, Ake money. Stones' wages freed up. You know, Trafford's been flogged. You know, and we've got a replacement for Ramsey. Nothing. You know, so we've got cash on the hip, and they're dragging the feet, buying kids from the French league. How are we going to seriously take players from competitors if we can't take players from the French league? I don't know. And there's only so many ways I can say the same thing here. I'd keep Nico Gonzalez, as he's staying or leaving. I'd keep him. I don't see the value in selling him. Cost of doing business, cost of not doing. Cost of not doing. Well, he might be a bit grumpy for 6 months. Well, I'll sell him in 6 months then. And while we're at it, should we just go through quickly a couple of the signings that have happened since sort of Viana and Cheeky sort of came and, you know, overlapped, shall we say. So we had that winter, didn't we, where we were in the shit and we went out and bought players. And by and large, I thought they helped. Nico Gonzalez looks a bit soft, but helped. Marmoush helped. Kusanov has grown to be a sort of substitute squad player. But we'll look at, we're selling Nico Gonzalez, and Marmoush can't get a kick. I certainly didn't get a kick much last season. Right? And then you got last summer, Trafford came in. Really last long, did he? The last 3 games, we binned him off. They played in the Cups, now we've sold him. So, who else did we buy last summer? Donnarumma, yeah, he's in, but people don't like him. He say he's flawed. And then I think he's fine, more than fine. And Reinders, we bought him and took a look at him for 12 months and fucked him off. Now, you can say that's, you know, good business, but again, it's churn, isn't it? It's a constant churn. If you make a mistake on one player and you sell them after 6 months or 12 months, that's fine. When you've got 4 or 5 of them that you're flogging, Trafford, Reinders, Nico Gonzalez, maybe Marmoush, when you start selling people quickly who you bought, you seem to be making mistakes buying them. It's not an opportunity to sell. It's the mistakes you're making buying them, which I struggle with. And it's the churn that bothers me, and it's experience at the top of the house that bothers me. This is the Premier League. I don't want to sound like I work for fucking Sky, talk about the best league in the world and all the rest of it. But Bournemouth at home, with a fully firing City squad, fine. Palace away, fully firing City squad, fine. Coventry at home, full and firing City squad, fine. That's not for the international break, fine. Right, we'll take that risk. But we haven't got a full and firing City squad, have we? We've got a new manager, a defence that looked shaky last week against Arsenal, a midfield that looked non-existent, and one winger and Haaland up front. And that's before we get to what we're going to do with Cherki and Foden, because I don't think Foden's up to it in that number 10 role. I don't like him getting his back to goal, and I don't rate Cherki as highly as people seem to. So maybe stick one of them out the wing and put Marmoush behind Haaland. I don't know, but we shouldn't be scratching around at this point, should we? They shouldn't be, oh, let's stick him here. Oh, will this work? Oh, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's see how this goes. That's what pre-season's for, not the first day of the season. So I went this time last week. I was very optimistic. Said we're going to win the league. Now, and I know it's only one player. I know it's only Nico Gonzalez, but I priced in and budgeted for signings to be here now, and no one else have gone. Whichever way, Rodri as well. Rodri wasn't going to play this weekend, so that obviously he was not planned to play. So to sell him shouldn't create that much disruption. But it's just another. It's a vibes thing, isn't it? It's a vibes thing that everyone seems to be going. Now, like I said at the start, individually, that's not. I wouldn't complain. Well, I complain about Rodri going, but the rest individually, I wouldn't complain about going. But as a collective, with no one coming in, and no one with a CV, by the way. No one with a CV is coming in. Bouadi's CV, what's that? Good year at Lille and few games at the World Cup. Great. Excellent start. Not bet my house on him. Enzo Fernández, what's on his CV? World Cup winner. Cleberson won the World Cup, so I'm only reading so much into that. Chelsea, Conference League winner. Fucking great. World Club Cup winner. Neither here nor there, if you ask me. World Cup finalist, sent off. But what's he done in the Premier League? What's he done? Nothing. Nothing. What's he done? Someone tell me. What? Why is he 120 million? Why is he coming to the rescue? Oh, because the manager likes him. Well, we're not finding a manager who likes cheaper players. I don't know. It just seems. It just seems very poor that we're leaning into. It seems very hammering this, I shouldn't have said that, should I? Fucking, I quite a rash like that. It's not very hammering. We'll go in there, you go, Enzo. We'll bin all these players off. We'll muddle through the first couple of games, but then we'll get your mates in from Chelsea and everything will be good. Where did Chelsea finish last season? That wasn't, Well, if you're buying you're buying a third of the team, you'd want them to world beaters, wouldn't you? Buying a manager and potentially three players from the same team. That is, I don't think that'll happen. That we will look idiotic if you do that. Now, the biggest scouting network in the world, endless resources globally. How many clubs are City own? How many scouting networks we tap into? How many teams have played against someone who's good and they might recommend? There must be thousands of people, hundreds, thousands of footballers on these shortlists. And the best we can do is, sorry, Enzo, who are your mates that we can sign? Is that it? I'm not having it. That is appalling. And again, Chelsea will see us as competitors. They do not. They see themselves as equals. They are not going to do any favours. They're not going to give us a deal on the three of them, are they? We're going to make them look like tits anyway by going for Enzo Fernández. They put this deadline in. We've ignored it, not even acknowledged it. In fact, laughed it off. Maresca did in his press conference. Laughed off the deadline. I'm going to go knock on the door on Monday morning and say, right, now we've flogged everyone. We're happy to negotiate. One, they'll know we've got cash on the hip. Two, they'll know we've got a massive hole in midfield. Three, they'll know we've ignored the deadline, so the price will go up. The pay structure will go up. And what if they say no to start with? They don't pick up the phone. Or what if we put down the phone? We've got to wait for Enzo Fernández to start jumping up and down. I mean, that's not a great start, is it? It's not a great start. And how long is that going to take? So my view is if we buy Fernandez, it will be at the dog days of the transfer window, right at the death. Chelsea are not going to make it easy for us. And we're going to be fucking desperate. And desperate not to look desperate, if that makes sense. So we'll put links out, oh, we want him, we want him, we want him. When if Alex Scott runs rings round us on Sunday, expect that to be the next link. I mean, fucking hell. Yeah, again, so if you're new, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. So, you know, I'll do a video on Friday about the Bournemouth game, preview the Bournemouth game in more detail. But this is more to talk about the state of play as we are. And the state of play doesn't look great, does it? It doesn't look great. Like I said, it was an aeroplane, big flashing red lights will be going now. And if the plane crashes, air crash investigators will be looking at this moment right now, the 3 days before the season starts, 2 days before the registration closes for Sunday's squad. And what have we got? What have we got that we can say with confidence is going to beat Bournemouth at home? Fucking Bournemouth. Are we even having these conversations about Bournemouth creating those problems at home? Well, yeah, I think we've got, haven't we? We've got to have these conversations because you can only read, so you can't read much into the Charity Shield, right? But it's the only thing we've got to go off, right? It's the only thing we've got. And we didn't look particularly organised. We didn't look particularly fit. We didn't look particularly up for it. And the best player, who's the best player? Doku is now injured for several weeks. Right. So where do we go from there? Right, let's go buy a winger. Who? I know it's like a fucking owl. Who are these wingers going to buy? Do we just say to Savio, sorry, mate, we don't care. You're not going fucking anywhere. Get your ass in gear. We're going to make you better, and you can go next year because we can't be doing this much work. We can't be doing this much churn. You know, like I said, it works at Sporting Lisbon. It's not going to work here. We're not playing Gil Vicente or fucking Belenense at the weekend. We're playing serious outfits, and we don't look very serious at the moment at all. We look desperate. Yeah, God, I said I want to give under half an hour. I've gone to 32 minutes. If you've got any questions before I go, please just drop them in the chat. And if you're new, please subscribe. I do videos twice a week, have guests on, friends and opposition fans, etc. But yeah, do you think Viana's a problem? Is this Viana's strategy? I suppose it's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be. You know, Caldoon doesn't have day-to-day running. So Viana's on the commercial side. They've given this guy the keys to the castle, and he's fucking sold all the crown jewels, hasn't he? He's fucking flogged it all, and they buy cheap imitations. Well, not even fucking cheap imitations, are they? He's being fucking sold duds off Del Boy and Arthur Daly. Fucking hell. Oh, God. Has he got the experience? Has he been round the block enough? You know, I don't know. It doesn't look like it, does it? It doesn't look like we're geared up for the season to me. Yeah, of course, sometimes there's going to be work that happens. There's going to be surprise that happens once the season starts and you look at the squad and you go, actually, yeah, I think you could do with improvement there, or, oh, actually, maybe this could work there. But no. This is like major holes. This isn't arguing around the edges. This is about talking about we need a right back, 2 midfield players. Why is it Bouadi deal not completed? I don't know. I've no idea. Lille are in the Champions League. Maybe they've got an extra few bob that they want to hold out for. Well, French teams are generally skinny. We're the only show in town. His wages can't be that much. His agent fees can't be that much. And even if they are, there's a cost of doing versus a cost of not doing. So fucking do it. Get him in the team or get him traded. It's all too late. He should have been here last week. Get him to understand what it's like playing for City, understand what it's part of being part of the group and introduce himself. As soon as he is, why would you not have completed the deal? Ask it the other way. Why wouldn't we have gone? Fucking hell, Rodri's going. We need him now. But even that, he's 18. What's he going to do? Realistically, you know, is he going to be our starting centre midfield player? That can't be right, can it? Can it? I don't know. There's too many open questions. Yes, you can run into problems as the season starts, and you go, and you can take a chance. We've taken many chances over the years. We had Pep Guardiola as manager, proven at finding solutions. Our solutions to our problems are go to Chelsea and buy their players. That's not what I want to see. I want to see organisation. I want to see a plan. Now, we obviously had a plan at the start of the transfer window. Whatever that plan was has gone wrong. It could not have been the plan. It could not have been the plan for us to go in to Bournemouth at home with Nico Gonzalez halfway out the door, Rodri out the door, Reinders out the door, and our only two fit as far as fitness for Kovacic is concerned is Kovacic and not even fit. The only ones at the club are Kovacic and Elliot Anderson. That is catastrophic in my view. That is a catastrophic error of judgment on Viana's part, or something catastrophic has gone wrong in our planning. I don't know what it is, because we've not put money on the table for anyone outside of Bouadi. So either we've panicked and flogged Rodri with the view that, but he would have played on Sunday anyway. So we can sort of put that to one side for now. We could not turn down the Rangers money, accept that. We could easily just say to Newcastle, Gonzalez, he can be your player, but he's not going anywhere just yet. We need him for the weekend. But the Rangers are him anyway, so I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. But a double pivot of Bouadi and Anderson may boost. Yes, it may boost his confidence. It may do. But he's only 18. And Anderson's never played at his level either. Anderson's never played Champions League football. Never mind at the high end of the Premier League. So these two relatively inexperienced players coming from Lille and Forest to play in front of 65,000 at City, who are expected to win the league, is materially different. It is materially different. Can they make the step up? Perhaps. Hopefully, you'd expect so, right? So let's assume they can make the step up, right? They can't play every game. Every game between now and the end of the season. We need options. And so Anderson Bouadi, yeah, right. Who else? Enzo Fernández. Right, okay. Again, is that it? 3 midfielders. I can't have Kovacic. I can't have a serious conversation about City's midfield and have Kovacic in the conversation. He should have been that pathetic performance he gave over to Real Madrid when Diaz and Bellingham scored at the death. I'd have fired him out of a cannon there. And I've got no interest. I have no interest in seeing him a 6 year after that. And he's still here. Not only is he still here, he's our starting midfielder for Sunday. If he's fit, which, there's no guarantee, is there? No guarantee he will not get injured either before or during that game. No. I know you can't guarantee players' fitness anyway, but when they show you a track record of injuries, lack of fitness, etc., then you've got to take it at face value that we're going to have a problem. So, yeah, please like and subscribe if you're new. I appreciate it. So we've covered Doku, we've covered the midfield, the defence. I think the defence will look after itself, to be honest with you. I'm not interested in Donnarumma conversations at this stage. He's fine, more than fine in my view. But yeah, so maybe Gvardiol goes left back, the Gay, Diaz, Kovacic, Kuzma right back, and O'Reilly goes in midfield. I don't know, but again, it's not the time to be scratching around and worrying about what might happen or what could happen. On Sunday, Nico and Anderson. Nico O'Reilly. No play together in midfield. I know. How good is Nico O'Reilly in midfield? He's used to bombing on from left back. Does he have the discipline to hold his position? Oh, Nico Gonzalez. Well, I would have Nico. I completely agree. Nico Gonzalez, yes, completely agree with you. 100%. But it looks like he's on his way to Newcastle. If he's got the same agent as Savio, he'll be thrown in sick. Or we won't be like we didn't with Reinders. We wouldn't be risking the transfer and giving him the weekend off as to not jeopardise the transfer and the transfer fee that we seem so keen to be looking for. So Yeah, it all seems a bit of a shit show. But like I said, a lot of these issues are chronic. They're not all on Viana's door, but his lack of activity is concerning. Inbound activity is concerning. So let's see where we go. Right, I've got 40 minutes. I've got a day job. I need to shoot off. If you're new, please subscribe. I'll do a video on Friday. Probably might be Saturday, but probably Friday. Previewing the Bournemouth game and the shit show that we currently have. So hit the notification bell so you know when that comes out. If there are any other updates on transfers, I might go live straight away. But yeah, but in an interview, he said he's happy that City doesn't play. But I'll just address that very, very quickly. Everyone says that. Everyone says that in interviews. Most people say that in interviews, don't they? And I suppose maybe he's happy, but maybe you can give him a pay rise. Maybe listen, everyone's happy at City. Everyone's happy. And so, but Newcastle come along, good club, offering first team football. It's been pretty clear we don't fancy him. If the offer's on the table, I reckon he'll go. He's got to say that, hasn't he? What else is he going to say? Can't be asked. Not really bothered. No, I can't really say that. So, no, I take that with a pinch of salt, to be honest. But yeah, I'd keep it. I don't see the problem with it. I know he's slow. I know he's 1 foot. I know all that. But he's all right, isn't he? He's better than not having him. He's better than having no one. So right, yeah, we'll leave it there. Hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. Appreciate you joining and have a good day. And I'll see you soon. Take care.